Welcome to the case study series in Business and Government Relations by Skilled MBA. Aung San Suu Kyi, once globally revered for her non-violent fight for democracy in Myanmar, now faces intense scrutiny for her role in the Rohingya humanitarian crisis. Her silence and perceived inaction during the military-led violence have significantly tarnished her international legacy. This case raises profound questions about the complexities of political leadership, the boundaries of moral authority, and the tension between national governance and global human rights expectations. Aung San Suu Kyi, once celebrated for her non-violent fight for democracy, won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1991. Released from house arrest in 2010, she became state councillor in 2015. However, her silence during the 2017 Rohingya crisis shocked the world, marking a controversial turn in her legacy. Intercommunal tensions in Rakhine State erupted between 2012 and 2017, leading to a severe military crackdown. Villages were burned, and mass killings and rapes were reported. Over 700,000 Rohingya fled to Bangladesh. Despite global outcry, Aung San Suu Kyi defended the military's actions, dismissing international reports as misinformation and refusing to condemn the violence. Over 700,000 Rohingya refugees fled to Bangladesh, forming the largest refugee settlement in Cox's Bazar. Human Rights Watch reported 288 villages partially or completely destroyed. Médecins Sans Frontières estimated 24,000 Rohingya casualties during military operations, highlighting the severe humanitarian crisis. The global response to the crisis was swift. The United Nations labeled it textbook ethnic cleansing, while human rights groups demanded action. Aung San Suu Kyi faced severe backlash. Her honorary degrees were revoked and her global icon status diminished. Nobel laureates, including Malala Yousafzai, criticized her silence as complicity. In November 2020, Suu Kyi's party secured a landslide victory, winning 83% of the seats. By January 2021, the military alleged election fraud without evidence, threatening action. On February 1, 2021, they executed a coup, arresting Suu Kyi and officials, and declared a year-long emergency. Suu Kyi faced 19 criminal charges, including corruption and election fraud. Trials were closed, lacking transparency and legal counsel access, drawing international condemnation. Sentenced to over 33 years, her imprisonment at age 78 suggests indefinite detention. Suu Kyi's silence on the Rohingya crisis can be attributed to political survival, as the military retained power post-elections. Supporting the Rohingya risked alienating her Buddhist majority base. She prioritized democratization over minority rights, possibly sharing ethno-nationalist views that labeled Rohingya as illegal immigrants. In 2019, the Gambia initiated a genocide case against Myanmar at the International Court of Justice. Aung San Suu Kyi personally defended Myanmar, asserting no genocide occurred. The court mandated Myanmar to prevent genocidal acts, preserve evidence, and report compliance. Despite the coup, the military government now represents Myanmar in ongoing proceedings. Ethical leadership dilemmas in Myanmar highlight the tension between personal integrity and political necessity. Leaders must balance responsibilities to majority constituents while protecting vulnerable minorities. Institutional constraints often limit moral agency, complicating decision-making. Additionally, ethno-nationalism influences leadership choices and public perception, impacting the effectiveness of governance and justice in the region. Post-coup Myanmar faces widespread resistance, with civil disobedience movements and nationwide protests. The economy has collapsed, with an 18% GDP contraction in 2021 and a near collapse of the banking system. Over 1.5 million are internally displaced, with military blockades on aid and increasing civilian casualties from airstrikes. Rohingya refugees face dire conditions in overcrowded Bangladesh camps, with limited access to education and healthcare, and vulnerability to natural disasters. Repatriation is hindered by Myanmar's refusal to ensure safety and unresolved citizenship rights. The military coup exacerbates these challenges, while international funding declines, complicating efforts for a sustainable solution. Leadership involves balancing complex ethical demands, where purist approaches often falter. The transition from seeking power to wielding it reveals governance challenges, especially for former opposition figures. True democracy necessitates protecting minority rights, as majority rule alone can lead to dangerous vulnerabilities. Different ethical frameworks offer varied evaluations of Suu Kyi's choices. Utilitarianism might focus on the greatest good, while deontological perspectives emphasize duty. Leaders must protect minorities, balancing popularity with ethical obligations. Global institutions' responses to crises often face scrutiny. Exploring alternative strategies could enhance effectiveness. Analyzing Aung San Suu Kyi's leadership, we explore how utilitarian and deontological frameworks assess her decisions. Leaders must balance the protection of minorities with the realities of maintaining political support. The responses of global institutions to humanitarian crises are also scrutinized, prompting consideration of alternative strategies for greater effectiveness. This case study highlights the complexities of ethical leadership and international diplomacy in a politically volatile environment. Thank you for engaging with Skilled MBA. Email support@skilledmba.com. Mobile +91 875530795. Visit us www.skilledmba.com.